Welcome back. Today we're doing a double flip through, a comparison flip through of the original Thoth Tarot by Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley, and the Millennium Thoth edited by Los Carrillo. Now, before I start, the original Thoth comes with this card. Okay, just thought I would flag that up. I don't use that card. I have it in the deck. Sorry, I don't have it in the deck, actually. I have it in the box. This one does not come with it, but you will see this symbol does come back, okay? And you may notice it in some of the cards. Okay, so here we are, all ready to start. So we're starting with the suit of wands. So the ram has taken the place of the little statue there at the top of the dorje. You'll find that sometimes the sun has been absorbed as a sun, okay, which might or might not make it easy to read. Venus and the dove have swapped places. Again, here it's just been absorbed, the symbols have been absorbed onto the wands. So that's something to watch out for, because if you're used to working with the original, then you come here and you're like, oh, where's my symbols? And they're all there. So I was talking about some of the aspects being reabsorbed. So of course, the rainbow has been absorbed into the coloration of the card here. These are quite sharp. And you can see what makes it really readable for me as well is the energy which is depicted at the back, and they've kept that, okay? I find that Frida Harris had done a tremendous job at the time of really rendering energy. And of course now we've got computer and everything can take on a very different feel. But I think she had done a great job of conveying energy. And look at that, beautiful aces. I must say, guiltily, I prefer this one. Guiltily, because I have a tendency to want to prefer the original. So again, check out those cups. Check out the dolphins, the sky, the water. Everything has readability, right? The lotuses, what they're pouring, how stable or unstable are the cups. Everything is there for the taking. You can see that the cardstock is very different. You know, these are very sort of plain card kind of cardstock. They're fine, you know, they have actually stood the test of time really well. I find that cleaning her up, you know, bringing her into focus like this has really made a huge difference to the readability of the card. Same here. This guy got a change of position. He's facing like the opposite way. Love his wings though. I think the wings are overlooked. People don't tend to read those wings. So you've got that figure of 8 up here, which they've taken away, but you still have it overall in the background. Suit of Swords. So you can see how much this has been simplified, okay? And really, you're losing some of the readability, especially in this card. And overall, probably in the Suit of Swords, actually, you're losing readability. When you look at swords, you really have to look at everything. Everything gives you clues. And I mean, it's true of every single suit, but I find it particularly true in swords. So here we go. You remember the card that I showed you? There it is. I must say, these have gone from being broken and bleeding to being bleeding and distorted, which represents, you know, it's so much better to have like these distorted swords, because this is the card of distortion, right? Now she looks more like the attacker. She'll go for it. You're keeping that swiftness. I mean, it's not hard with those birds. She takes on like a more. Going into the discs / pentacles, so you know they've reverted to reading them as pentacles. They've moved the alchemical symbols to the outside of the card instead of being in the yin and the yang. They replace the yin and the yang with the sun and the moon. I do prefer the original card. The symbology works better for me, but that's okay. I'm willing to go with the new deck as well. Love that the alchemical symbols for Mercury, Salt, and they've been made more clear. And sulfur, sorry. Mercury, Salt, and sulfur. You can see them, but they're a lot fainter. Here we are with those alchemical symbols again. But again, the perspective has been cleaned, so it's almost easier, although people sometimes come up with really interesting readings for this one. This one has become self-explanatory with all the chains and all of these cogs. I think it's a nice extrapolation. This is very much true to form, except that you don't have as much of this energy. It's very good. I love the change, the fact that it pops. Pretty similar. Ten of Pentacles, more readable. I don't know. This maybe makes it a little bit more readable. I don't know, you tell me. I love that her sacred geometry has been emphasized. You can see the seeds, I think, better, but you don't maybe realize that they're seeds, and then you realize it really in here. So I don't know. Very tricky. Tricky choices. He didn't need much cleaning up. I love her. She remains #1. Her expression, if this one turned around, I don't think she would look like that. So into the majors. I find the color enhancement just just so good. You can really see the bow and arrow far more in the cleaned up version, but then you've kind of lost the grail here. You've lost the limniscate over her eyes. So, you know, there's give and take. You can see the sacred geometry at her feet far better than they were here. You know, again, it's that expression doesn't do it for me. You know, I prefer this rendition. And I think a slightly harder expression is right for the Emperor, actually. And then here's a missed opportunity because this is a mask. And now this is transformed into a person. So I really, really love the mask. And then I love the Osiris. And, you know, I love all the Egyptian references, but they've gone. So very good. You know, the manipulation that's going on here has been changed into this sort of infinity symbol. I did like this manipulative kind of person, external force. It talked to me. Chariot looking amazing in both. Very, very good. Copy. I'm going to call it a copy. It's a shame that we've lost all of the corn, the harvest kind of thing for a cave. But again, if you have observed and studied the original, then it's okay because you know it's there. I much prefer this one. This one makes me feel a little bit queasy in the stomach. Hanged Man, looking great. I do like that they've used the alchemical symbols to sort of pin him down. Very good interpretation. She might be easier to read. You know, there might be detail which you had missed in the busyness of the original, which are way more obvious in this one. They have done an amazing job with the star, and that was quite a feat because that is one of my favorite cards in that deck. I'm afraid though the moon, the original, takes it. The Eon. And the universe. Okay, so this completes our side-by-side flip through of the Thoth Tarot original versus the Millennium Thoth Tarot. I would say it's worth getting both. It might be that you really want to study and get into all the detailing with the original, but if you're reading for people, this one might be a little bit more approachable maybe. It just makes it almost more standard, I guess. But certainly the 3Ding effects in all the cards makes it more readable for people that might come to you for readings and who really have never got into tarot or even the Thoth. You know, they're going to be able to see if you're of that mind or to ask for their impressions. They're going to maybe have more impressions with this new version than with the original version because it's more two-dimensional, and that's just a reflection of the technology that was used, you know, like pen, paper, and paints versus doing this in, your computer, okay, and enhancing everything in a computer, which gives you very different images. The Thoth for me is worth having a look at. No matter where you're at in your tarot journey, I find that it has just so much information to give, and it has so much value in terms of reading energy and helping you along on your own self-discovery, that it's well worth having a look. And in fact, when you first pick it up, you may get overwhelmed. If all you've ever worked with is a Rider-Waite-Smith or a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, you may get overwhelmed by the wealth of information of the Thoth, okay? Everything has a meaning. Nothing is left to chance. One of the really obvious cards for me was this one, the Abundance, which of course is abundance, and you can see that, you get that feeling. That's fine. But did you notice that these are pomegranate cups? They're not the same cups as in 2, and not the same cups as in 3. Okay, so there's just so much, there's just a wealth of information that's just waiting to be discovered in these. And even pictorially, I find that the art is just so captivating and gives out so much more than your standard Rider-Waite-Smith. Very personal opinion. I wait to hear what you think. Okay, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you soon.